I did a overview with Lecavel and Geomancy creating a chart last night. It was an overview of what is over the world situation, just a general reading. So I thought I'd leave it up to you to interpret. I just show you the process as best as I can here. And you can see the dots. I'm focusing on Lecavel and I don't look when I draw. And then I add these up together and so on to get them. And this is what the chart looks like. I filled it in. And the judges, Amicio, this is very important since the judge can only be 8 signs, and so it's correct. So I done the work. And I even made a reconciliator here for safety if you need one. And here we go through it. I give you the main meanings. You have everything else. You have the houses and the meaning, but I just walked through. And since I was the petitioner, I turned up as myself, as Rubos read. So first house and first mother. Rubos read, in element air, out element water, sign Scorpio, and it is mutable. Second house and second mother via way, inner element water, outer element water, Cancer, and it's a mobile sign. Third house, acquisitio gain. Inner element air, outer element fire, sign Sagittarius, and a stable. Fourth, Fortuna minor, inner element fire, outer element air, sign Leo. And then we have acquisitio to gain again. So here we have the first again. And then we have at number 6 house, we have via way again, in element water, out element water, and Cancer. And then we have the third, we have Rubeus red in the 7th house as well, in element air, out element water, and Scorpio. And in the 8th house we have conjunctio or conjunction, inner element air, outer element earth, and sign Virgo, and it's mobile. In the 9th house we have Puella girl, inner element water, outer element air, and the sign Libra, and it's stable. In the 10th house we have Carcer, prison, inner element earth, outer element earth, and sign Capricorn. In the 11th house we have Amicio loss, inner element fire, outer element earth, and sign Taurus, and it's a mobile sign. In the 12th house we have Albus white, inner element water, outer element air, and Gemini, and it's a stable. Then to get the left witness and the right witness. For the left witness we add 3rd and 4th mother, and we get Leticia joy, inner element fire, outer element water, sign Pisces. And for the right witness we add 1st and 2nd niece. Did I say 3rd and 4th niece, dear, and 1st and 2nd niece for the right witness? So it's the nieces when you add up to the witnesses anyhow. And it's stable, and it is Albus white once again reappearing here. In element water, out element air, Gemini. And then we add left witness and right witness to get the Jud. And this is Amicio loss. In element fire, out element earth, and Taurus, the sign and mobile. And this is one of the 8 signs that must be in a judge, since they can only be 8 signs, otherwise you have calculated wrong if you don't have one of the 8 signs I talked about yesterday. And for you I made this one. If the judge and the houses, if you suspect there is a different story, a 16th figure can be made, the reconciler. And add the querent significator, in this case first mother or the first house. And this is just if you use this chart or that chart. So we have Rubeus red and Amicio the judge here, and we add them and we get the reconciler, which is Cauda Draconis, dragon's tail, inner element fire, outer element fire, south node of the moon, and it is mobile. And there we have a clean shot of it. And I posted everything on Instagram, the cheat sheets and everything else, so you have everything you need, since this is a lot about learning the basics, and then you use your own psychic skills or intuition and you learn it that way. And I had a request for making how they did a weather prediction, so I throw it in here. So thank you, Mikke, for asking that. And in the old days, this is before, from the 12th to 16th century around, fire is warm, air is warm and wet, earth is cold and dry, and water is cold and wet. And the important thing here is the 10th house governs weather. And you cast a chart for a specific date with a spirit of your choosing. I done that with the dragons, actually. Consider the inner element of the figure appearing in the 10th house. And this one is, for example, inner element is earth. Answer, cold and dry, since it's earth. And it also depends on season and climate. Cold in Africa isn't the same thing as cold in Siberia. So that was the one way. And then there was this other way. And your question is, will the weather change on the day of divination? And this is simple to practice. Example is you ask for a specific hour, if noon, sunset, sunrise, and so on. Is the figure in the 10th house stable or mobile? A mobile means yes, it will change on that hour, and a stable means no on that specific hour. The elemental nature of the figure gives detail. For crop and farming especially, I put it like there. I'm not a good farmer, I'm a breeder, I bred animals. 10th house gives you the weather, 4th house gives you the answer to soil and land, and so on. Figures of air and water favor farming and crops, or agriculture, or how you say it, and fire and earth are often bad for crops. Depending are you sowing or harvesting and so on, roots, plants or fruits. Fire, it means heat in 10th house, and pests and problems in the 4th house. Earth, frost and cold in the 10th house, and soil defiances in the 4th house. And if you have good figures in both houses, that's a very good sign. If you have one good and one bad, you can work, but it is still favorable. If you get 2 bad signs in both houses, make plans and save up on and collect fruit and berries and whatever you need for the winter. So this is the true old geomancy. And if you want to share something of your feelings, what the church represented for you, since it is an overview of the whole world situation, so it is open for anything and nothing is personal. Just, I'm happy to see it, and if you want to practice alone, I understand it as well. But it would be nice to me to see if you progressed and so on. And this is true intuition here. And that's why I prefer it over tarot, since tarot can get you too fixed on the details that everybody's told you. I have more info on these figures and so on, but I won't give them, since this is for intuition, not visualization, and this is not hermetism that you must do it in one way. This was before they started that. So this is really how they connected, and I think similar practices in Africa and all over the world. So have a magical day. Bye for now.